Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Divinity Original Sin 2. Wir sind noch in der Krypta, gerade an an zwei Rätseln vorbei quasi, mit den Schaltern und mit diesen drei Dingern, die man in das richtige Ziel führen muss. Und ja, jetzt schauen wir mal, was dann noch kommt. Wahrscheinlich haben wir jetzt die Prüfungen überstanden und werden jetzt dem Endkampf entgegengehen, denke ich. Und ich sehe gerade, dass ich keine Hose an habe. Wieso habe ich denn keine Hose an? Was zum... Und wie lange habe ich schon keine Hose an? Ach, das waren die Intelligence und ich habe wahrscheinlich irgendwann einen Intelligence-Debuff bekommen und deshalb die Hose ausgezogen. Ja, vielleicht wäre es dann doch gut, aber die hier ist scheiße. Aber sobald ich da irgendeine halbwegs passende Hose habe, werde ich die dann wieder austauschen. Ja gut, dann gehen wir mal hier weiter. Dum 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 dum.
You reach for your weapon, but as the small Voidwoken skitters forward, you get the sense that it's not here to fight. It looks at Fane, clicking and chittering in excitement, and introduces itself. Fane starts in shock. He knows it.
Say nothing. This is Fane's business.
The Voidwoken was a colleague from Fane's days at the Academy, his assistant. It claims it knows how to save the Eternals. It promises Fane that if he can snatch the powers of the Seven, then he can restore his people. Not under the rule of the God King or the Void, they would finally be free. Fane turns away, pensive and quiet. Even as a skull, you can see the pain etched into his face.
Trappel, 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 trappel. Ist einfach wieder verschwunden. Fane. A former colleague of Fane accosted him in hexapod Voidwoken form. She suggested he use the power of Divinity to restore the God King and the Eternals. He seems pensive. Hammerfall. We managed to pull the correct levers that allowed me to proceed.
Do you know, this Ark's place doesn't look half bad.
Ask about the small Voidwoken he spoke to. It seemed like an important conversation.
Important does not do it justice. She tells me there is a way to save my people. The power of Divinity could bring them back. Not as monsters, but restored to their former glory. I could have my old life again.
Scratch your head. Where would all these extra people live? Naja, das sollte dann eher das geringere Problem sein. Tell him that's wonderful. Aber dafür bräuchte er... Moment. Tell him that's wonderful.
On the surface, yes. But what does that mean for... well, you? The Eternals cannot be eternal without the source your god stole from them. No. If they return, they will reclaim their source. The source that was used to create you. If the Eternals come home to this world, we will live in it as your masters. You will be our slaves at best, our food at worst.
I stared him in shock. So, what's he going to do? You feel a twist in your gut. That can happen. Snap that you're not going to die just so some ancient race can come back. You didn't ask to be created, but you're here now, and you will fight to survive. I stared him in shock, so what's he going to do?
I'm not sure. I need to think about this. It's just... they're my people. Although... well, so are you. I'm sorry. I can't talk about this right now.
Take your leave.
So, here we are again.
Nichts zu sagen, und du?
Don't worry, Chief. I'm on high alert.
Ask her where she thinks you should head next.
Last I heard, Dallas has something that belongs to us. Let's get her.
Say you'd like to talk about what happened on Adramalik's home plane.
Which part?
Ask why she opted out not to do what Melody asked. She could have severely weakened the demon. Tell her she did the right thing in choosing not to snuff those people out. The demon is dead, those souls will go free.
It was a close call. I was on the edge of being just like him. Of letting him scar me so badly that even now that I'm myself again, I wouldn't feel at home. I'll never stop fighting for myself. That's the point of all this. I know you get it, because you get me. I'm really grateful to have you at my side.
Na gut, ja, dann gehen wir mal weiter. The Crypt of the Divine.
The truth hangs heavy upon the air itself, unspoken. This is the point of no return. Somewhere beyond this point, you shall be undone, or you shall ascend. There is no middle ground.
You're ready for this. Step into your destiny. End times. We have gathered all of our companions and entered the tomb of Lucian the Divine.
You come here often. I don't know what you did, but you just released a source blood. I thought I'd come and see what all the fuss was about. Should have known you were getting yourself into trouble. Looks like the big moment has finally arrived. I will do everything I can to support you, Godwoken. I will pray for you. I think you'll need it.
Barbarian? Wieso denn Barbarian? Respond with gratitude. The prayer will inspire and strengthen you. Point out you've seen her perform incredible feats of magic. Surely she can pull off some grand wizardry now.
You'd think, right? But no. This is your moment. Still, do not underestimate my presence. This is a place of incredible power where a single prayer holds the weight of thousands. So, I will pray for you. Your heart and soul will fill as quickly as they're drained. Consider it a taste of your divine future. Prayer will enrich you, and your disciples will empower you, strengthen you, and trust you in all ways to do only what is right. Of course, it's up to you whether or not to listen. I know how I'd respond, but you do you.
Melody wearily chuckles to herself, then bows her head in a show of unexpected but sincere reverence.
Looks like my investment's paid off after all.
You've shown me kindness in the face of my sins. My worship is the least I can offer.
I've always preferred to be the one reaping the attention, but you've turned the tables. I suppose it's only right, seeing as how a new divinity may stand before me.
Now go. Rivellon needs a new divine.
Aha. Sieht irgendwie so aus, als wenn da noch ein vierter hätte sein können. Und die infusen mich mit Source. Revert. You feel the power of your allies praying to you. Your devotion is providing you with infinite Source. Source cost -3. Dann sollten wir ja vielleicht noch ein bisschen umbauen. Dann könnten wir den ja beispielsweise mit reinnehmen. Den hier kann raus, der war sowieso scheiße. Diese kleine Beschwörung, die habe ich schon rausgeworfen. Das hier kann weg. Ne, da ist sie. Ja, machen wir den Supercharger noch raus, nehmen wir den rein. Was war das? Gateway? Onslaught, 5 times with astonishing speed. Each hit dealing physical damage. Ja, ich denke, das ist schon okay. So, die sollte natürlich hier auch das Cooldown resetten, wäre natürlich jetzt nett gewesen. Musste ich mal gucken, aber ich glaube, es kann sowieso keiner casten, man dafür Poly immer auf 5 brauchte. Ja, mit dem habe ich sowieso die Skills schon. Der hat den... Der könnte aber noch den Meteoritenschauer gebrauchen. Machen wir den Skelett weg. Das hier macht wahrscheinlich auch wenig Sinn. Und der hier war auch eher schlecht. Dann nehmen wir den noch mit. Ja, und der ist eigentlich auch gut gewesen. Und der... Es sind viele, die gut sind. Der kann raus. Und der... Nehmen wir den. Der macht 5 mal 3400 Schaden. Ja, das ist schon ordentlich. Mhm. Außerdem kann der ja eigentlich dann auch Time Warp. Naja, oder beziehungsweise die können alle ihre Superfähigkeit verwenden. Da muss ich mal schauen. Okay. Dann wird das wahrscheinlich jetzt einen Endkampf geben. Endkampf. Schätze ich mal. Lucian the Divine. Da steht eine Cloaked Figure, da steht ein Geist. Wild Magister Elementalist, Dallas the Hammer.
God woken. Dallas told me to expect you. You must be as hard as diamonds and twice as bright to have come so far. But, if only I had known it was you. Your divine welcomes you.
Surprise!
Lucian frowns at the figure, then bestows a benevolent smile upon you. All that you know of him flashes across the panorama of your mind. You open your mouth to speak.
I underestimated you, Godwoken. You have proven to be a formidable foe. You have my respect.
Respect, indeed. Lucian's gaze rests upon you and goes through you. He takes your measure entirely.
Lucian, we should tell the Godwoken the truth.
Yes, I agree. It is time we dropped our masks. Dallas nods, then reaches for the sides of her head. Where there was one face, suddenly there are 4. She takes off the mask of the shapeshifter. A skull is revealed, bejeweled and ancient as the void.
I am eternal.
Surprise, surprise.
Remark that this clarifies very little. Demand an explanation. Exclaim that you knew it. Tell them you are not here to talk. You are here for the Aetheran. Demand an explanation.
Fear not, Godwoken. Dallas is on the side of all that is good. She is helping me rid Rivellon of the influence of the Source. Listen to her.
I shall tell you the tale as I told it to Lucian. Long ago, the scholar Fane discovered that the veil between the world and the void was made of Source. Our 7 lords desired this power.
Of course.
Silence, slave. Our king forbade the 7 to reach for this power, but they didn't listen. Instead, they rebelled and sent the king and his people into the void.
With the Source they stole from the Veil. The 7 created the races so they would have worshippers.
Ask why the 7 lords would have needed worshippers.
During their lives, worshippers collect Source. When they die, the gods feed from them. It's an ingenious system.
Our souls are nothing but vats for the Source-hungry gods.
The 7 made a mistake. By taking its source, they tore a hole in the veil, and it is through this hole that the void finds its way into our world.
The Seven's lust for power let in the void. Our goal is to close the hole they created, to restore the source to the veil. When we are done, there shall be no more source in the world. No more gods, no more worship, no more war, no more chaos, no more demons, no more Voidwoken. Rivellon will have peace at last.
Ask Lucian if the greater good is really what motivates him. Ask Dallas why she would betray her fellow Eternals.
My people cannot be allowed to return from the void. They are tarnished. They are Voidwoken. They can only bring chaos and death and...
There is more, but she hesitates to share it. Then she decides that she must.
I was but a child when the war started. The king, in his fury, separated my family and scattered us across the world to be... entombed. He did this because it was my father who gave the Seven the secret of the veil, against the king's explicit instructions. Ironically, the king's punishment is what saved me from the void. Only a very few Eternals escaped banishment. Myself, my mother, and Thane. Yes, Thane is my father.
What? No. It can't be. Everything Dallas did. It was all you. Child.
Everything I did to fix your mistake. Our people, every purged sorcerer, every dead magister, all those weeping families. They're on your head, father. And now, in my mother's name and my own, I take my revenge on the king and the Seven. And to you, father, I offer the opportunity to atone for your sins. Did you even look for me, father?
Dallas, control your emotions. Our purpose transcends your personal wounds.
You are right.
Dallas has her reasons, as you can see. I seek peace for Rivellon, and for myself. Her ambitions align with my own, and I always believed the goal justifies the means.
Ask how an Eternal becomes a general in the Divine Order. I wonder how they intend to achieve their ambitions. Tell them you're not buying any of this. Ask how an Eternal becomes a general in the Divine Order.
During the war, the real Dallas found my tomb. I took her place and quickly realized that Lucian was the key to my vengeance. And I was the key to the salvation of Rivellon.
Wonder how they intend to achieve their ambitions.
While Dallas sought the Eterran, I started draining the gods of their source. Slurp, slurp, slurp.
One more word from you, and I shall use the leash.
I had to hide from the gods. So I had the walls of this crypt equipped with tenebrium, and protections put in place. It worked. Everyone, even the gods, thought me dead.
Das ist der Gareth, den hätten wir noch überzeugen können anscheinend. Da hätte ich wohl den nochmal irgendwie ansprechen müssen, aber der war in diesem Viertel, habe ich den nicht mehr gesehen, als ich den Lucian umgehackt hatte. Naja.
As divine, I was created, empowered to stop the void. I was the avatar of the Seven, their strength and their weakness. My bond to them allowed me to drain them of their source.
Suggest that stealing the source of the Seven weakened the gods and allowed the Voidwoken to appear. Address the cloaked figure directly. Is the Source King enslaved and his name is Brachus Rex?
Maggot. I am no slave.
With a flick of her wrist, Dallas sends a jolt through Brachus's body. He writhes in pain.
He is but a tool. I used him to find the Eterran. When we are done, I will release him from his duty. I will free him from his pain.
Suggests that stealing the source of the seven weakened the gods and allowed the Voidwalker to appear.
Indirectly. And when the Death Fog was unleashed, many elves died. With fewer elves to worship him, Tyr Sandilius weakened. This gave the God King his first real foothold back in the world. To strengthen himself, he sent his Voidwoken, the remnants of my people, to hunt down the sorcerers seeking to reclaim their source.
We turned the appearance of Voidwoken to our advantage. To fix the veil, all source needs to be removed from the world. Blaming the sorcerers for Voidwoken made them easier to capture.
The Aeterran now contains almost all of the source the Seven stole. Soon, we will be able to heal the veil.
The void shall be banished, and I, Lucian the Divine, shall return from the dead. A false divine, of course. I shall have no power. But the world will not know this. I shall demand peace, and we shall have it.
The plan is almost complete.
We have made so many sacrifices, Ifan. All of us. Of ourselves and those we love. One last sacrifice is required for the future of Rivellon. You must surrender your source.
Decide. Be the true hero and give up your source, or be forced to submit. Like a coward. Like a slave.
There is no other way. The source of the world is required to close the veil. All of the source. We only lack yours.
Even, a cold of heart and voice, tell Lucian he must atone for his lies, his betrayal and the death of countless innocents. Note that giving up one's source renders one a silent monk, a husk of oneself, a non-being. Mal das erste.
Ifan, my friend. These were sacrifices that had to be made. You were but one. Each of them pained me, but I would make them all again. I made so many sacrifices, Ifan. And now, so must you.
Note that giving one's blah blah blah. Remark that the plan means there shall be no true divine. Note that Lucian's massacre of the masters and students at the academy wasn't really done to aid Alexander. Note that giving up the blah blah blah.
As I say, one last sacrifice is required. Yours.
Note that Lucian's massacre of the masters and students. Blah blah.
We already had more than enough Godwoken.
Another sacrifice I was forced to make. Those beautiful people. I was as kind as I could be. I promise you that.
Remark that the plan means there shall be no true divine.
Good. You understand.
The world shall not know this. I shall return from the grave, a divine without power, yet all who desire power shall fear me. I shall carry the secret of my lack of divinity. Peace shall reign.
Tell them you've heard enough.
Then let us proceed. Show some responsibility, Father! Surrender your source!
Sealing the veil will lock our people away forever. They will never be free of the void. Though if they return, what becomes of this world?
Fane turns to you. In all the time that you've traveled together, you've never seen him like this. He's trembling with emotion.
And you, my fellow adventurers. Together we have seen more than generations of mortals could ever see. You have seen the horrors of the void, and I have seen this world through your eyes.
You'll be a hero. Everyone will know of the sacrifice you'll make. Your name will be synonymous with the survival of Rivellon.
Don't let them do this to us!
But our souls! There has to be another way.
No, never.
The last time I obeyed Lucian, countless innocents died. Surrender my source, he should surrender his life. If you want my soul, you'll have to take it by force. Try and it'll cost your life. You shall have your sacrifice. I surrender my source for the good of all Rivellon. Dann kommt wahrscheinlich, haha, verarscht. Wie soll man das mal machen? Dann machen wir danach den Kampf. Also nach das mal anders. You shall have your sacrifice. I surrender my source for the good of all Rivellon. Es sei denn, wir müssen jetzt hier kämpfen, dann, naja.
Good.
Yes, very good.
She raises what looks like a leash. A chuckle emerges from beneath the cloaked figure's hood. The chuckle becomes a guffaw, booming and hateful. Dallis flicks her wrist, and nothing happens.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
How? What? The leash is cut!
A bright observation from a bilious imbecile. You know people often become sloppy when they're close to achieving their dream. You left the leashing wand next to me, you stupid maggot. So accustomed had you become to me, pretending to be your slave.
Kill him.
Do shut up, you tedious buffoon, and don't look so surprised, as if I would allow a bone bag to enslave me. Me!
Address the cloaked figure directly. He is the Source King reborn, and his name is Brachus Rex.
Brachus Rex, you ignorant dog. Brachus! I am the one true king of the Source. He who shall be god of the Source. It is time for my divinity! Or did you really think I'd play slavishly along with your ridiculous scheme, Dallas? Yes, I played my part of the servile stooge. But know this. It was only about the power of divinity.
Kill him. Now.
Too late, you mouldering, blight-stained pigs. Grant me power, my ally. God King, I call on you!
Intelligence, love, Brachus Rex, naivety. The God King will never share rule. The Source King is doomed. Tell Brachus to shut his goddamn mouth. Ja, lachen wir mal.
You dare interrupt Brachus Rex? How novel. Who are you to challenge the Source King?
Tell him that you are the one, the champions of the arenas, the greatest warrior the world has ever known. Tell him that you are Godwoken, with a claim on divinity. He is but an upstart, a relic, a pebble on the path. You shall put the great Source King back in his box. Tell him you are the champion of elves and dwarves, and he will listen to you. Tell him that you're Godwoken with a claim and champion of the arenas, yeah.
Ha! You were the fetid dirt on my boot. You are nothing at all. I am the Source King. I shall rule.
Be divine. Uh-huh.
My ally sends me a pet. What a fitting gift. Ruling the world with a bloody fist can be lonely. I needed a companion. Come to your father. Come to the Source King.
Uh-huh. E-Spell, the Cello Man. Lord Lindercam. Die sind anscheinend noch alle zuerst dran. Mist. Das ist aber dann wahrscheinlich auch die Easy-Version von dem Kampf. Ich nehme mal an. Moment, kann man den kann man angreifen. Hat auch ordentlich Hitpoints. Die stehen aber jetzt alle nicht so nah beieinander, dass man da auch was anderes groß machen könnte. Wenn wir... ja, ich sollte wahrscheinlich schon da hinten drauf. Okay. Mehr können wir da nicht machen. Können wir aber den Cloak machen, damit der zumindest nicht angegriffen wird. Okay. Da oben steht halt noch einer. Warten wir hiermit erstmal ab. Na toll, sehr hilfreich. Hier haben wir jetzt keinen... Was würde denn passieren, wenn wir eigentlich in das Source einbeschwören würden? Keine Ahnung. Wir haben jetzt hier keine Suppe irgendwo. Ich könnte halt da mal hinspringen, damit Suppe erstellen. Das wäre aber wahrscheinlich auch nicht so sinnvoll. Ja, komm, machen wir dann Pfirsichen draus. Gucken, ob der da ausrutscht. Naja, warten wir damit auch ab. Gareth. Bane. So. Ja. Da würden wir Schaden durchnehmen. Das hier ist ein sehr kleiner Radius und macht vor allen Dingen auch an eigenen Schaden. Das macht also wenig Sinn eigentlich. Der hier trifft gerade nur einen, also die Source Spells gerade zu verwenden macht wenig Sinn. Der ist wahrscheinlich gegen Gift immun. Jawohl. Die sind alle gegen Gift immun. Dann bringt der natürlich nichts. Na, dann sind ihm seine Spells jetzt aber auch nicht so... Ja gut, die beiden können wir trotzdem verwenden. Aber es ist gerade ein bisschen ungünstig. Ja, dann machen wir halt hier ganz lahm einen Feuerball drauf. Was ist mit dem? Moment, wie weit fliegt der? Geht da nicht. Ja, gucken wir einfach mal, ob der da jetzt springt. Ja. Nicht schlecht, okay. Ja, und da hat sich jetzt auch nicht viel getan. Der springt auf jeden Fall nicht. Das sind 8 Meter Radius. Das ist viel weiter. Vielleicht sollten wir mit der schauen, dass wir eine gescheitertere Position bekommen. Beispielsweise mit der da oben swappen. Gucken wir mal, ob das jetzt funktioniert, das Swappen. Nee. Müssen wir näher ran. Jawohl. Mhm. Belast. Plague. Was macht das? Reduziert alles Mögliche. Target is too far. Hm. Der ist auch zu weit. Das ist ja doof. Der hier trifft nur... er trifft möglicherweise alles. Da stehen aber ja jetzt 2. Ne, es trifft nur die Gegner. Dann machen wir das mal so. Keine Ahnung, wie gut das funktioniert. Ja. Geht so. Die hat aber ordentlich Schaden kassiert. Getötet bekomme ich die natürlich nicht. Und ich glaube, dafür ist die Reichweite jetzt eigentlich auch zu niedrig. Das hier wäre schon cooler. Ja, schießen wir mal normal. Mal gucken, was der jetzt macht. Nichts. Das ist ja ein bisschen arm. Aha. Ja. Damit sind die beiden gestunt. So, was macht der? Black Ring Flame Weaver. Die sind aber nicht besonders stark. Ja, 19.000 Points. Wer weiß, was die jetzt machen. Vor allem den kommen die jetzt sofort dran. Oh, und der ist schon verpufft. Autsch. Alter Falter. Mhm. Das ist schon... Also der müsste ich jetzt eigentlich schon nach meinem Dingen laden, aber ich gucke jetzt mal, dass ich das jetzt mal weiterführe. Das ist schon ein bisschen heftig gewesen. Mhm. Der eine ist verpufft. Okay, der hält jetzt auch nicht mehr viel aus. Naja, der ist aber eh gestunt, da müssen wir uns jetzt auch nicht drauf konzentrieren. Moment, das ist noch einer. Der da. Und mein beschworener Typ ist weg. Ja gut, der hier macht aber super viel Schaden. Den können wir sogar dann für beide. Ja. Ach, der eine war knockdown. Der lebt noch? Ne, der ist gestorben. Was? Naja, dem geht's auch nicht mehr so gut. Target is too far. Die Gegner sind mal außer Brachus Rex alle zu weit entfernt. Der hält über 27.000 aus. Mit dem habe ich Adrenalin nicht gehabt. Hä? Okay. Das habe ich wohl irgendwo zwischendurch verplant, mal wieder reinzunehmen. Ja, den können wir zum Chicken machen. Und dann haben wir... Da unten ist Isbel. Ja, die könnten wir jetzt mit 15 Metern ganz gut angreifen. Was? Wieso kam denn da jetzt kein Schuss bei raus? Das war aber falsch. Ja, der ist dann weg. Ne, der lebt noch. Ist aber gestunt. Kein Weaver. Ich meine, wir müssen den heilen. Das können wir auch noch machen. Und dann fehlen mir auch leider die Punkte, um noch was anderes zu tun. Werfen wir den mal hier runter. Mal gucken, was der jetzt anstellt. Na, wenn die nicht alle direkt drankommen würden, wäre das nicht so problematisch. Also der castet 2 neue Leute pro Runde, oder wie? Ja, anscheinend. Battering Ram. kommt aber sicher direkt wieder raus in den Backstab, oder? Wenn man gegen die anderen aber auch noch kämpfen müsste, dann wäre es, glaube ich, ein bisschen heftig. Alles war bisher aber auch nicht besonders hilfreich. Aha, okay. Arrowstorm. Der hat noch 10.000. Ja. Da könnte sich das theoretisch auch rechnen. Target is too far. Der steht aber ja schon quasi weit. Path is interrupted. Wie soll man dann den angreifen? Gut, da ist er durch sich selber interrupted. Probier's mal. Ah, das klappt. Das ist zu far. Ach, lose ist... Ne, es ist nur ein Decay drauf. Ich kann aber jetzt auch nicht die anderen erreichen, da. Also umschießen. Dann machen wir mal das da. Ah, nicht übergesprungen. Naja. Der ist gerade ganz gut, auch meine eigenen am Abbrutzeln. Gucken, ob der jetzt neue ruft. Nee, aber macht Schaden. Acht Meter Radius. Path is interrupted und das ist doof. Die hat hier diesen Maddening. Der ist sowieso gestunt. Wenn ich mich da jetzt minimal bewege, dann passt es nicht mehr. Doch, der hat nur 3. Wieso ist denn da der Path Interrupted auch noch durch den da? Gibt's doch nicht. Ich muss gerade sagen, wieso kann ich jetzt gar nichts mehr machen? Harvest interrupted. Ausgerutscht. Darf aber ja gar nicht ausrutschen können mit den Schuhen. So. Ja. Ich bin mir halt nicht sicher, wie man hier den Dicken töten können sollte, wenn... Ah, schön, der geht auch über mehrere Runden. Den können wir umrammen. Der ist schockt. An den... Da kann man leider nicht viel machen, außer mit Medusa. Komme ich aber gerade dann nicht mehr ran. Vielleicht machen wir einfach den drauf. Aber hier leben noch zwei. Das ist der, den ich umgenockt hatte. Und das, oder die sind zu weit voneinander entfernt. Aber der ist ja eh umgenockt. Das heißt, das ist sinnlos. Machen wir Medusa mal an. Und dann muss ich eventuell gucken, dass ich beim nächsten Mal halt dahin laufe. Der kannte jetzt auch. Der kostet 4 zum Casten. Naja, gehen wir mal da raus. Da ist der Path auch interrupted. Schlecht zu sehen hier. Ja, das Fahren der fährt er wahrscheinlich besser, wenn er sich das damit erhöht. Naja, machen wir einfach beides. Na, ich glaube, der Purged Gareth, der geht da gleich drauf. Oh, der kommt runter. Um dann wieder hoch anzugreifen. Ja. Okay, der Bracchus ist gleich hinüber. Ja. Bracchus. Bringen wir den mal um, wenn es geht. Wobei haben wir hier noch... Ne, der ist schon als erstes. Oder wir machen nochmal einen Arrow Storm. Ja, da können wir 3 mit treffen. Leider niemanden mit getötet, aber schon okay. Und dann einfach nur einen Sprung, um wieder Haste zu Oh ne, machen wir lieber einen Heal. Oder? Ja. Stomp. Knockdown. Okay. Dann kommt jetzt Kraken dran. Auch toll mit diesem Bimmelding. Also Licht ist das ja eigentlich, um da Viecher anzulocken zum Fressen, aber ich glaube nicht, dass ihr das braucht. Die ist gestunt. Ja, 2000. Ah, der ist jetzt ein zweites Mal gestorben. Tornado ist ein ziemlich sinnloser Skill. Er saugt halt diesen Mist ein. Aber der geschockt ist, hat er jetzt nur einen. Ah, ist nicht so gut. Burning. Können wir beide versuchen anzutoasten. Der mag nicht. Damit ist Lose auch tot. Ah, die überlebt das nicht. Schnipp, schnapp, kaputt. Das reicht schon.
Brachus Rex, the Source King of Legend, lies dead once more, perhaps even for good. Darius groans and looks to you with weakened eyes.
I have failed. The future of all that is rests on your shoulders.
Well then, this is, as they say, it. I never dreamed that after all this, I would be standing here with one of your kind, let alone that I would be proud to do so. I cannot imagine someone I would trust more with divinity. Including myself.
Humbly bow your head. You will do your best.
Fane lays a bony hand on your shoulder, squeezing gently.
Do you know, I believe you will.
I was wrong. About power, I mean. I was always kidding myself that I could only help my people if I were free. Lead them by example, you know. Thing is, I can never be free. So I must choose the dwarven people's liberty in exchange for my own. Whether I serve them as divine or in another way, well, I entrust this to you.
Bow deeply and promise you will choose wisely as befits his people.
Beast bows in return. There's no denying the glint in his eye. Whatever the future holds, he is game for it. You think back on your journey here, on all you have seen, on how the Magisters hunted sorcerers who committed horrible crimes, and purged sorcerers who only tried to heal the sick. You think of how the Eternals unleashed void-woken horror on the world in an effort to reclaim it. You look at the source around you. You know that within your reach is divinity. You think of what you could do with such power. Seeing the vast quantity of source in front of you, you think you should be able to handle a couple of void-woken. You think of your personal problems. It's time to make a choice. A choice that decides the fate of Rivellon and of you. Where do you stand?
Take a deep breath, then say it. You accept the power of divinity. Refuse it. You shall not make the sacrifice. You shall not make the sacrifice?
A cloud of purest black breaks through. The chill of death, then its very visage. The pale skull at the heart of the void. This is the God King himself.
Not one! There is not one who will choose divinity. What fools! They have power within their grasps, but they fail to take it. These races truly are inferior. Victory is mine! My people! The world is ours once more. The reign of thieves is at an end. These so-called races will be our slaves and our food stock. For we are the truth. We are the real. We are eternal.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the God-worker. The Eternals reclaimed the world. Dwarves, elves, lizards, and humans all became slaves, ruled over by the Sworn and the Eternals. The God King had defeated the Seven and returned from the void. Relics of the old world remained, but in time they crumbled and fell, like the memories of the peoples who had built them, lost to time like sand in the wind. As for me, the God King never forgot my failure. I know not why he keeps me alive. Each day may be the day that I will finally be punished, that I may finally pay for my sins.
Was? Tomb of Lucian? Was? Melody?
Melody stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me, but why state the obvious? Get an eyeful. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time. It isn't going to be easy cleaning up this mess you've made. It might not even be possible. I don't know how I could have been so wrong about you. I'm never wrong.
Tell her she wouldn't speak that way to a disciple of the God King. Tell her to accept fate for what it is. Say you did what you thought was right, nothing more or less. Tell her she shouldn't speak. Nah, tell her to accept fate for what it is.
How boring. No, thank you. You'll see, you little so-and-so. This isn't over. Until we meet again, all the best to you.
Mhm. Also wir haben uns für den God King entschieden. Das war mir jetzt auch nicht so wirklich bewusst.
The spirit of the Red Prince looks out over the water with that same steady, malcontent stare he sported when you first met. He doesn't acknowledge your presence.
Mhm. Hallo?
Beast brushes detritus from his beard, sand, skin, and whatever else might have accumulated there. He doesn't acknowledge you as you approach. He only sings, slowly, achingly, sadly.
You hear the wild beast just sails on the ocean. He's docked in the bay, coming your way. Off in the yon, you hear the commotion. He's docked in the bay, and coming your way. Your cupboard can't hide you, nor can your berth. His daggers don't care about the gold that you're worth. He'll bury your bones neath a mountain of earth. He's docked in the bay, and coming your way.
He pauses, then continues to hum, all the while working his whiskers.
Mhm. Habe ich meine Hosen wieder verloren? Ne, hab ich noch an. Okay, dann Han.
Leave me alone, okay?
Ja. Und du?
After all I had to do to free myself of the God King, you just gave in to him? You've ruined everything. I want you to know that. Now get out of my sight.
Mimimi. Ja, wir werden ja alles gleich das Schicksal nochmal zurückdrehen und so.
Do you know what you've done? You've signed my death warrant, fool. The God King won't stand to the likes of me in this world. Not after I abandoned his cause.
Ja, und du?
The spirit of Sabine looks out at the sparkling sea. She nods to you with an ephemeral smile, but keeps her silence.
Finde ich aber immer sehr schön, wenn man hier am Schluss nochmal mit allen reden kann und so.
Lohse spits at your feet and stares at you with a curled lip.
Tell her the God King prefers respectful subjects. Suggest she change attitude before the God King notices. Say don't expect her to understand your decision, but ask her to trust you did what you believed best.
I can't believe I ever liked you. I can't believe I ever trusted you. I didn't escape one demon to serve another. You haven't seen the last of me, but you should wish you had.
As she turns from you, the whites of her eyes darken, the veins in her face go grey, and a wicked smile curls her mouth. Suddenly it's gone again. She winks, and you're left wondering whether you saw anything at all.
See you around.
Fane?
Fane is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. As you approach, he tears out a page and throws it overboard. The skeleton glances up, big, empty eye sockets taking in your every detail. Not breaking his gaze, he slowly tears several more pages from the book and throws them to the wind.
Ask Fane what he's doing.
Correcting history. After all, none of it matters, does it? Not after what you did. Now it may as well never have happened.
He tears another page from the book and tosses it over the side, his stare never wavering.
Green, now all that matters is the future. Your glorious, glorious future.
Yes, quite the future you have to look forward to. First, you get to consume us all, and then, when the mortals are gobbled up, you can watch as the king turns on you. Enjoy it while you can. Eternity doesn't last as long as I once thought.
The skeleton viciously snaps the book shut and, turning, hurls it into the sea. As he watches the encyclopedia sink into the ocean's dark heart, Fane pulls out his own notebook, opens it, and tears out the first page.
Okay, dann gehen wir noch mal nach unten. Ich bin mal gespannt, ob wir jetzt mit dem Kind reden können. Moment, was sagt der? Hat man mit dem schon geredet?
Tarquin says nothing. He just looks at you with unmasked anger. And something else. Fear.
Aber handeln will er. Okay, dann gehen wir... Moment, da war auch noch wer? Ne, das war nur das Geist.
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Okay, ja, mehr geht's hier aber auch nicht. Mal gucken, ob wir mit dem Schiff reden können. Scheint mir nicht so. Doch. Was steht denn hier? Fane closed. Despite everything we've been through, Fane says he will stand against me. He insists that becoming the divine is the only way to save his people. Beast's loyalty to his own people remains unfazed. He intends to fight me and ascend to divinity. Okay, das ist aber falsch beides. Champion of the gods, even bemasked, I finally confronted Dallas only to find that she is an ally of Lucian the Divine. All this time they have conspired to thwart the Godwoken in their own efforts to save the world. I'm no champion, I'm a pawn. Epilogue, Moment, 7. Finally got the answers that I sought. Lucian was alive all this time, conspiring with Dallas to tear down the seven gods. He saw them as corrupt tyrants who brought misery to the world in their pursuit of power. No more, he decided. Moment, wo war das? He wanted to banish Source from his world. There would be no gods, no king, no void walk, no magic at all. This is what was weakening the Seven. This is why Dallas persecuted sorcerers. A necessary sacrifice, they felt. Dallas used the resurrected sorcerer king Brachus Rex in order to find the means to perch on such a massive goal. Disguised as Redeman and forced to do her bidding, he broke free. The God King made his presence felt within me once again. I was to kill all who stood in my way. Lucian, Dallas, Brachus, everyone. I had to obey him. I had to fulfill the covenant. Und Epilog. The fate of the world was decided, but not by me. Another Godwoken, entwined with the Archdemon Adramalik, fulfilled their destiny in a most perverse manner. A new divine ascended, but one who shared their powers with an entity of pure malice and evil. Rivellon continued to exist as a land molded by the magic of Source, forced to embrace both the wonders and horrors that it gave rise to in equal measure. As for our new divine, I cannot say who truly holds the power. Perhaps the demon lies dormant, or perhaps not. Only time can tell. Okay.
I await but your word, Master.
Say you're just glad to see all trouble behind you rather than in front of you. Shake your head. How can this be? She was dashed upon the mountainside.
Consider me to be a gift from Malady. My wood was splintered, but my spirit intact. It was a great feat, but given her skill, not a surprising one. A shame I must be given life anew to know the pain ahead. A pain that will endure.
Remark that it is good to see her. The Lady Vengeance has been a dependable ally.
As I was called to be. I am yours to command. My will is of no consequence, even as we sail into darkness. And so, as I must, I say, I am at the ready.
Not silently. You would like to depart.
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, but you know it is not to last. The sails flutter in the wind, yet you know they are soon to still. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another chapter begins. And what of you? You were the key to it all. You brought the Eternals back to the world and saw the God King enslave the thieves. You set right the original wrong. And the Seven were punished for their transgression. Are you proud of all you achieved? Or are you ashamed of your sins?
Naja, ne, geht so. Ja gut, dann werde ich beim nächsten Mal das mal ein bisschen anders machen. Ich werde mal gucken, ob ich denen am Anfang schon sagen kann, dass sie alle doof sind. Und mal gucken, ob ich dann auch gegen die kämpfen muss. Und dann nehme ich am Schluss diese Divinity mal an und dann schauen wir einfach mal, was dann passiert. Ja, dann werde ich an der Stelle auch erstmal einen Schnitt machen und dann schauen wir uns das beim nächsten Mal dann nochmal an mit dem, naja, für mich richtigen Ende. Also, bis denn!